You are entering a sacred yes transmission, a real-time frequency broadcast from the field of mystery. These messages arrive as they are received, raw, unedited, and alive. Listen with the part of you that already knows. Listen with the part of you that broadcasts your life into being. The transmission begins now. Field transmission, the relationship you have with yourself. There is a quiet truth moving through the field right now that most people don't have a relationship with themselves. Not a real one, not a truthful one, not the kind built on listening, honesty, presence, and staying. What most people have, what I witness, is a system for managing themselves, a way of coping, a way of functioning, a way of just getting through. But this isn't a relationship. You may have been taught directly or indirectly, if something feels off, fix it. If something hurts, make it go away. If something is unclear, figure it out. And so we learn to turn towards ourselves only when there is a problem, only when something needs to be handled, only when something requires correction. And over time, this becomes our inner dynamic. You are not someone to be with. You are something to manage. And so what happens? The moment a feeling arises, you move to solve it. The moment discomfort appears, you move to escape it. And the moment truth begins to surface, you move to override it. Not because we're doing anything wrong, but because this is what you were shown. This is what was modeled to you. This is what was normalized. Very few people were ever taught how to sit with themselves, how to listen without interrupting, how to feel without correcting, how to stay without needing to change anything. Very few people were ever met that way. And so we never learned how to meet themselves that way. And so you end up living with yourself every day, but rarely actually being with yourself. It's like sharing a home with someone and you never sit down together, never listening, never asking, what is here right now? A real relationship with yourself is not built in grand moments. It is built in the smallest, quietest ones. The moment you notice something and you don't rush to fix it. The moment you feel something and don't push it away. The moment you hear something true inside of you and you let it be heard. This is where relationship begins. Not in solving, not in improving, not in becoming anyone else, but in staying with yourself. Staying when it's uncomfortable. Staying when it is unclear. Staying when there is nothing to do. Staying when there is no outcome to chase. A relationship is not a task. It is not a project. It is not a problem to solve. A relationship is built through presence, through continuity, and through the willingness to remain. And this is where many people feel something unfamiliar, even unsettling, Because when you stop managing yourself, there is no role, no instruction, no clear next step. Just you, here, now. And the nervous system may ask, what are we doing? Why are we here? What's the point? And the answer I've found is simple. You are here to be with yourself, not to fix, not to force, not to perform, but to relate, to witness, to return, to stay, to listen, to notice, to respond, to tell the truth, to stay. And over time, something begins to shift. Trust, self-trust begins to form, not because you solved anything, but because you did not leave. I find this is the foundation of everything. Because when you are in a real relationship with yourself, you no longer abandon yourself in the moments that matter. You no longer override your own knowing. You no longer need to perform for your own approval. You become someone who can be with yourself in joy, in discomfort, in truth, and in uncertainty. And from that place, everything changes. Not because you forced it, but because you are no longer leaving the one place it all begins. Having a relationship with yourself is not something to achieve. It is something you practice in moments, in breath, in awareness. And it begins here with the simple, radical shift from managing yourself to being with yourself. So stay. Listen. Tell the truth. And do not leave. That is the relationship. That is the work. That is the return. This field is now complete. Take a breath and return to yourself with new clarity. Your remembering does not end here. It continues in every step, every choice, every broadcast you make. Thank you for entering this field of mystery. The next transmission will find you when you're ready.